I'm probably about to say something that's a little strange for a card maker. I actually don't have many card scraps anymore.
So today I'm going to use some of the scraps I do have and turn the leftover strips into a fun striped background card. And I've got a simple trick that I'm going to share which will help tie all the patterns together. And this idea actually came from one of the scrap sketches that I made when I was recently creating my class for the Papercrafters Get Organised Summit. And I'm going to share a little bit more about the summit while we make the card. So this is one of my go-to ways to use scrap cardstocks, and I love using a sketch idea. It just takes the guesswork out of it. And when you are creating panels or layers for cards, you might notice, especially if you're using the 6x6 paper pads, that you end up with these strips of scraps. And these are what's perfect to put together and make a quick and easy stripe background. Now I'm going to walk you through a few tips along the way as well, including my first tip, which is if you have chosen papers from a paper pad, if you use ones from the same paper stash or paper pack, typically they're going to coordinate really well and work together as strips. But obviously you can draw any cardstocks or papers in to anything that you think might match. But if you don't have enough of the colors that you want, then I would kind of mix it in with maybe a bold basic cardstock color, or even bring in like maybe some black stripes as well. Now I am using some A4 adhesive sheet here and attaching it to a piece of copy paper, and you'll see why in a moment. But one thing I do want to mention about the 6x6 paper pads is that they aren't long enough to cover the whole front of an A2 card panel on an angle. And I love having strips on an angle, but I'll show you how you can get around that in a minute as well. But first, I want to cut these strips down. Now, obviously you can use any width of strip that you want. I wanted this particular one to have all pretty much the same width, like they're all about an inch thick, wide, thick. And I'm just getting a rough guide from my paper trimmer to do that. The other way I like to do it is to use a real variation in the stripes, so thin mixed with middle sort of width, and then some really wide ones. That looks amazing too. So when I'm angling my cardstock, I usually like to focus all of the pieces to make sure that they're sitting over one side of the panel. That way, if there are some shorter pieces, they're all going to be on the same side of the panel. And that means when I cut it down, which is one way of dealing with these 6x6 inch pieces on an angle, is I only have to sort of focus on one side where the paper doesn't cover the whole panel. One other way that you can get around this with this shorter pieces is to use vertical or horizontal stripes instead of angling them, and then they will fit on the regular A2 card front. Now I do like to flip over my panel and cut away excess pieces, because I can use these excess pieces to fill in the gaps. I don't need to actually have a lot of cardstock here to cover a whole A2 panel or a whole panel for the front of the card. The other way that you can kind of fill the gap is to add another strip or stripe on top. And now I know that my elements are going to be sort of central in this card because that's what it was on the sketch that I'm using. So I would make sure to have the join behind where my elements are going to be, and that would also work. But my favorite idea is to actually cut it out with a rectangle die. If you don't have nesting dies or a border die or a frame die that you can use that would fit, just simply cut it down on the paper trimmer. And this is the hack that's going to tie all these patterns together. I think the striped background looks fun just as it is, but I decided to come in with like a graphic style embossing folder. Any of these would work, but I thought that this sort of diamondy mosaic one would look the best in my mind. It's hard to visualize it till you see it done. So sometimes just holding it within the embossing folder will give you an idea of what the finished look is going to be. But by adding this texture over the whole panel of card, it looks like those stripes were meant to be together. And this is the reason why I also used copy paper and not another piece of cardstock behind. It just didn't add that extra thickness to the panel. So if you're not going to emboss after you've put your stripes together or stepped it up with a bit of embossing, then you probably could just attach it straight to a piece of cardstock instead of using copy paper like I did. Using sketches is a great way to focus on using up your scraps. But I've actually also developed a system to sort, store, and use scraps before they pile up. And that's why I don't have many scraps in my stash anymore. And all of my tips and hacks, I'm going to be sharing them at the Papercrafters Get Organised Summit, which happens real soon. And I've got a whole session on how to purge, store, and let go. It's called the Smart Scrap System. So this summit runs for 3 days. It's in April from the 24th to the 26th in 2026. And there are a ton of classes all about organising and using your craft supplies. And of course, there'll be a free ticket, so you can sign up for that. You can also pay an upgrade to grab the Ultimate Card Making Toolkit. And I am an affiliate, so that means I will earn a commission at no extra cost to you. And if you do, I say a huge thank you for supporting me. I'm going to share what's worked for me in the past and what works for me now, how I sort my scraps and how I decide which ones to keep and how to store what I use. And that's why I thought it'd be great to share a freebie that's also going to help you. So I've got a lot of different sketches that you can refer to and help you use your scraps too. So if you join me at the Papercrafters Get Organised Summit, then you'll be able to grab that freebie for yourself. But in the meantime, I'd love to see what you can make using the same sketch that I've used here and use up some of your scraps. Get started on smashing your scrap stash. And so this card is similar but different. I have the striped angle background with the border, and I stepped it up a little by adding the embossing to the whole panel, which just ties all of the patterns together and adds that texture. It makes it feel more cohesive, I think, with those separate pieces of cardstock. I added 2 sentiments instead of 1, and it's not a butterfly anymore. I decided to add a pig, because why not? I hope this idea inspires you to grab a few scraps and turn those strips into stripes. And if you'd like to join the Papercrafters Get Organised Summit, you can grab your free ticket using the link below. And if you're looking for more scrappy inspiration, I've linked a couple more videos here, and I look forward to seeing you there. If you liked today's video, please click on the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. What are you waiting for? It's totally free. I look forward to seeing you back here again real soon. Till next time, happy papercrafting. Bye.